prologue, the mockery. The Galactic Council had gathered to discuss the newest member species, Earth. It was supposed to be a formality, a Deathworld species invited into the fold for their technological potential and unshakable persistence. Instead, it turned into a performance of arrogance. I remember the laughter, the smirks from the Saurian delegation, the sneers from the Eket aristocrats, the whispers of savages in steel echoing through the chamber. They mocked humanity's wars, their scars, their fragility. They called them reckless and primitive, survivors only by accident. And through it all, the human ambassador, a quiet woman named Evelyn Koss, just listened. She didn't rise to their bait. She didn't argue. She only said one thing before she left. When dawn comes, you will understand why we stopped asking for permission. Then, as the suns rose over the Council's capital world, Earth vanished. The vanishing. At 6 o'clock Standard Galactic Time, all human colonies went silent. Every Terran signal, civilian, military, diplomatic, disappeared. Satellites blinked out. Trade ships vanished from the lanes. Even the AI monitoring systems designed to track warp jumps found nothing. It wasn't destruction. It was absence. As if 15 billion people had simply walked away. The Council panicked. Search fleets were dispatched to Sol and every Terran system. What they found made the blood of 1,000 species run cold. Earth was gone. Not destroyed. Not glassed. Gone, lifted out of normal space, leaving only a gravitational echo and an expanding void of static energy. The fear. For weeks, chaos consumed the Council. Every theory collapsed under the weight of impossibility. The humans hadn't fled. No warp trail existed. They hadn't been taken. No known species could erase entire planets. Then came the transmissions. At first, faint whispers, distorted, broken, echoing across subspace. Then, clearer messages, intercepted by listening arrays in the edge systems. We asked for unity. You answered with ridicule. We reached for peace. You gave us mockery. So now, we reach beyond. The voice was unmistakable, Ambassador Koss. Beyond the veil, the Council scientists discovered the impossible. Humanity had activated something buried deep beneath the Sol system, a relic from the earliest days of the galaxy. They called it the Veil, a dimensional boundary once theorized but never proven. A place outside time, space, and physics. A realm beyond comprehension. And somehow, humanity had opened it. Their ships, their people, their world, all had crossed into that silent divide, leaving behind an energy signature that broke every known law of reality. The Council called it madness. But to the humans, it was ascension. The warning. A year passed. Trade routes stabilized. The laughter returned, quieter now, uneasy. The Council declared humanity lost a myth and erased their name from official records. Then, one night, every communication system across the galaxy received a transmission. It wasn't a voice at first. It was a vibration, a resonance that made metal hum and living things tremble. Then came the message. You ridiculed us for dreaming. You mocked us for bleeding. Now you look up and realize how small your God truly are. The message lasted 30 seconds. When it ended, every ship orbiting the Council capital lost power for exactly 9 minutes. When power returned, every starship sensor recorded the same thing. A vast shadow above the galactic core, moving against the stars. The return. 2 years later, the first human ship returned. It didn't arrive by warp or gate. It simply appeared, massive, angular, made of black material that seemed to drink light. It carried no weapons, no insignia, no crew the scanners could detect. A single transmission followed. We have seen what lies beyond your understanding. We are not your subjects. We are not your myths. We are the bridge between creation and oblivion. Then the ship turned and vanished again, not into hyperspace, but into nothingness. The council divides. Panic returned. Half the council demanded preparation for war. The other half fell into silence, convinced they were witnessing divine evolution. Entire religions formed overnight, worshipping humanity as beings who had transcended mortality. Yet not all saw them as gods. Some saw them as a warning. The historian HeroicHumans famously said, "Humans are not gods. They are the universe's way of reminding us that arrogance always has a cost." The second dawn. On the 10th anniversary of their disappearance, the stars shifted. The galactic core, constant for billions of years, began to pulse. 12 points of light flared across the void, aligning into a perfect circle. Inside it, a shape emerged, colossal, crystalline, alive. It was Earth. Oh, what Earth had become. Reconstructed, luminous, encased in a veil of living energy. And orbiting it, hundreds of ships, each larger than any dreadnought, each bearing the mark of the old Terran flag. A transmission followed, one that every species could understand, no matter their language. "We are humanity. We left your council because you could not see beyond your fear. We returned not for war, but to remind you, the stars are only the beginning." The revelation. When the council sent a delegation to Pali, they were met not by soldiers but by light. Human emissaries appeared as holographic projections, luminous, calm, almost divine. Their eyes held galaxies within them. Ambassador Kos, unchanged by time, spoke the final words ever recorded from humanity. "We sought respect. We found transcendence. Do not look for us again. For when we retain, it will not be as your equals, but as your reflection." Then, as swiftly as they came, they vanished back into the veil. Epilogue. The lesson. It has been 500 years since that day. The council still meets, though its chamber is quieter now. The laughter is gone. In its place hangs a single banner, blue and white, with a simple phrase written beneath it. By dawn, they were gone. No one knows where humanity went or what they became. Some say they ascended. Others say they finally found peace. But every night, when the stars flicker strangely in the void, we remember the species we once mocked, the ones who refused to be small. And every time a world grows too proud, someone whispers the same warning. Never ridicule the children of Earth, for the next dawn may belong to them.